Hello. Oh, you want a close up? Oh, hi.
Hi guys. Today I think is going to be a quick one, maybe. I just wanted to share some thoughts that I've been having. It's funny, last time I did an episode like this, I was going to go surprise my mom for her birthday. This time, my parents are coming here and visiting us, hanging out with us for a few days. So this is going to be a little quick one. I just wanted to share some thoughts that have been kind of running through my head, just thinking about our lives and how they were pre-pandemic. We were pretty much on the fast track going in one certain direction, and then we had very specific thoughts and expectations and dreams, and you know, as you know, probably from personal experience, they all evaporated. All of the plans just gone, just wasted. We were all sent to our rooms. Essentially, being home for so long really gave us the opportunity to pause and really reflect on where we were headed and whether or not it was something that we really wanted. And we came to the realization that there were some things that needed to change. We were down a path that, for Ryan's sake, he wasn't necessarily excited about. So in his case, he had a pretty significant career change. He is no longer working in the big city, and he is a full-time rancher, and a complete 180. But it's always been his dream, and just he took this time to change lanes, and now he's going down this direction that he's always had a dream for. And you know, he's loving it. He's so excited about it. So that's just one example, but I just wanted to show you guys that you guys are not alone if you are feeling this way too. Even before the pandemic, we've been through our fair share of life changes, career changes, financial overhaul, fitness journey, a unconventional housing change, as you know. We've been able to discover a few stepping stones along the way that I just thought I would share with you guys about how to get started, if that's something you want to do, if you are ready to make a change, what challenges to expect, and then how to protect your progress along the way. If you're watching this video, you're probably already kind of juggling around with the idea that you do want to make a change, whether that's, I don't know, again, like career, fitness, housing choice, I don't know what it could be, but whatever it is, if you aren't already doing this, you need to start asking yourself what it is that you're willing to cast aside. What is it that you're willing to lay down that's not going to be beneficial to you on this path that you are wanting to go on? If it's a fitness journey, maybe cut out the cupcakes. If it's a financial journey, you need to cut down some spending habits, cut out the Starbucks. But you need to be prepared to trim back, to pare down. Before we moved into the RV, there was so much we had to pare down. Like half of my closet is gone. I know that's surprising because in my YouTube video, it still looked like I had a lot of clothes. I had way more clothes, y'all. So that was a journey in itself to be able to cut back and pare down. When it comes to trimming back, when it comes to paring down in your life, I am always drawn to C.S. Lewis's Voyage of the Dawn Treader. It's a part of the Chronicles of Narnia book series where there was a boy who was turned into a dragon, and he was trying to figure out how to turn himself back into a boy, and he would just scrape at his scales. He would scrape as hard as he could so that he can be a boy again, but as hard as he might, he couldn't do it. He couldn't scratch deep enough to release himself from the dragon body. And it wasn't until Aslan, the great lion, was able to come in with his powerful claws, he was able to dig even deeper than the boy was willing to go himself, to claw out the scales so that he could be a boy again. And first of all, do not watch the Disney version of this movie because it has a terrible example of this scene. It's completely throws away this amazing teaching point, just threw it away. So if you want to read the books, or if you want to watch a movie version, watch the old school BBC version, because the animation's terrible, it's very dated, but it does a way better interpretation of this point I'm trying to make. But I digress. The point is, you need someone in your corner that is a observant, unbiased party that's willing to speak truth into your life and tell you what are things in your life that you need to cut out. In that interpretation, it was Aslan was the God figure, but if that's not your thing, cool. You can have an accountability partner, you can have a coach, you can have a therapist, someone in your corner, a best friend, somebody in your corner that you trust, that is worthy of your trust, that you can submit your insecurities to, that's willing to speak truth into your life, to tell you this is something that you need to cut out to be able to benefit on this journey that you're on. And when you do start making those changes, people are going to notice. Radical change does not go unnoticed. I've noticed that. But what does take place when people do notice, generally speaking, change invites both compliments and criticism. I remember trying to explain to a perfect stranger why we were moving into a travel trailer full time. They just didn't get it. And that's fine. I mean, nothing against them, but that's not their story. That's not a part of their journey, and they don't have to understand it. Especially since, they don't know me, they don't know my story. You need to find someone, those in your inner circle generally are going to know you, know where you've been, know where you're trying to go, and they're going to support you in the decisions that you are making to better your life. Haters gonna hate, and you just have to not let that affect you. Haters gonna hate. One way that you can prevent those people from affecting you, you need to create boundaries to protect your progress. Boundaries, that word, like growing up, a teenage girl, like you're always told you need to set up boundaries. I don't know if your parents were like that, but that word, like I never got it. Like it just never, like it was always a downer for me. But it's funny, growing up, I'm realizing that boundaries, that word, it's not a 4-letter word. Boundaries are not established to shove people away. They're there to hold you in place, to hold you together, because Lord knows the world is gonna come at you hard with everything that it has. Heck, we just last year got the tar beat out of us, collectively as a planet. Whatever those might be for you, protecting yourself against a negative influence, protecting yourself against spending temptations, any kind of temptation really that's going to prevent you from moving forward in your journey. Those are things you need to set boundaries against. Another thing I'm learning about boundaries are they're there to keep you together, but within those boundaries, you are able to really run wild. I mean, I'm staring at my RV right now. Talk about a 300 square foot boundary where you have no choice but to get creative. And we've loved it. You're only limited, I say this all the time, you're only limited by your creativity and your flexibility. So how you conduct yourselves within those boundaries will help you to stay motivated on your journey. Don't feel like it's something that's holding you back. Again, it's something that's keeping you intact. Instill little motivators within those boundaries to keep you going in your progress. I don't know about you, but I'm very motivated by color. I just realized this. Like, if you see things in my house that are really bright and neon, I love neon colors, like bright girly colors, it's more than likely going to be something that stresses me out. I just realized that, like, all my fitness stuff, like my yoga mat, my water bottle, my financial book binder, they're all bright colors because I'm motivated by bright colors. It makes me excited about something. It makes me feel happy about something. And that's just something I just had a revelation about. If there's something that stresses you out, find something else that will motivate you and apply that to whatever that stressful thing is. Like, y'all, this is my water bottle. This is like 64 ounces. And I try to drink like 1 to 2 of these a day. That is hard. But you slap a few pretty colors on it and it makes me want to hold on to it. It's like the texture, it's really soft. It makes it more, I'm a very tactile person. So it makes me want to have it all the time and have it close to me and remember it and then, you know, use it. Stuff like that. Like, that's just one example that is a brand new revelation to me. You know you best. So find things that motivate you and instill them into that change that you're trying to make. Also, I would say track your mileage. I always do my best when I'm tracking where I've been day to day, and then I can look back and see how far I've come. Have a journal, write notes to yourself, keep a blog, anything like that where you can document where you're at. No one needs to see this stuff. No one needs to see it other than you, but there's something about putting pen to paper, writing it down, and just notating where you're at, and then being able to look back to it and seeing your progress that you didn't even know you had. That's another thing that I think helps me the most. You'll find those little nuggets of progression that you didn't even think, and then it'll just boost your confidence even more. Another thing about boundaries is that they are there to prevent burnout. I'm realizing this as an adult, as I'm adulting. They're not there for other people. They're there for you. Even during the pandemic, even working remote, I think especially for me, working remote, I'm having a hard time with boundaries when it comes to working from home. And I'm sure you guys have experienced the exact same thing. Those of you who have been working from home, especially in the tiny space, the lines have become blurred between workspace and home space. And I've been having a very hard time transitioning at the end of the day from work to relaxation. It's been very difficult. I'm sure Ryan can attest to that. And because I'm having problems setting those boundaries, I've been getting burnt out on all my projects. I've also learned that it causes you to lose your patience a lot easier with people who are, you know, well-intentioned people that may say the wrong thing or do make a mistake. And because you're already worn so thin, you lose all compassion and grace for those people in your close vicinity. And unfortunately, that there's been a few fights. There's been a few mishaps where, you know, it by no one's fault other than myself, because I was burnt out and I didn't set those boundaries for me to be able to transition better. You lose compassion for people a lot easier, and you tend to lose a passion for your work. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants to lose a passion for their work or a passion for this journey. You don't want to lose the why that you're doing this. Whatever it is, whatever journey you're on, whatever change you're trying to make, you need to be motivated by your why, and you need to protect it with boundaries. If you lose those boundaries, you will burn out much easier and you will give up way faster. And I hope that's not the case for you. You don't want to feel any shame in asking for help, because it just goes to show that you value yourself enough to call in reinforcements. You need someone in your corner to be able to tell you what it is you need to let go of, and to cheer you up, cheer you along the way, to tell you remind you how far you've come and remind you of your why. Everyone has their own means of escape. We've said that time and time again. This just happens to be ours. Your journey may look completely different, but I hope that these words have given you some input on how to discover yours. Go out and find your why, and go out and find your means of escape. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.